So I'm working with Vevor again, and that's the mark of a good company when I can take shots at past products and they still send me new ones for review. By and large, I've been very impressed with Vevor, but I've taken my shots at them from here and there on some cut corners. And they continue to send their product out because they know, for the most part, they're selling some really nice stuff at incredible prices. So let's take a look at this. I've been really curious about these. So what we have in here is a 13-gallon compressor. And what I'm curious about is it's supposed to be one of these newfangled, fancy, quiet compressors. I don't know, we'll see. All right, we have the owner's manual here. We have a butt plug. I have no idea. Oh, you know what? These might be the air filters. I don't know what that is, but it's here. Comes with the foam we all hate. Wheels. And wow. Fancy schmancy. Okay. Wow. Okay. Right off the hop here, every compressor should have a quick valve on the bottom for a drain. This one does. That's awesome. Really just looks like we're just gonna slap some wheels on this thing and a couple of pads and call it a day. This has highly technical LRF support, little rubber feet. So we're gonna attach those with a 14 mil on both sides. Big washer on top. Fender washer, lock washer, and then these nuts.
Ha! Got him!
Son of a... Vevor has hooked us up with a set of sick rims. These are at least 6s, maybe 6.5s. Rolling on low pro rubber. You're gonna pull some serious tail at the beach rolling these babies. Hardware to mount those rims. They're just using a bolt like a stud basically, which works out perfect. So you just slide the bolt through, bolt slides through, throw one washer on, throw another washer on, lock washer, and these nuts. On the wheel hardware, we're at 17 millimeters on both sides. Taking a closer look at it, tank itself is very typical 3-piece tank, but welds all look really good. Everything's nice and even. Bracket that holds the wheels to the tank, heavy enough, plenty. They're using copper lines to feed the tank, which is good, and to feed the output. So no rubber to worry about dry rotting and falling apart. That's good. Compressor itself is really the interesting part here. So it's a stacked stamped steel, old school kind of motor, but they've got it mounted in the center so they can drive 2 compressor or 2 pistons off each end of the motor, which I think is probably a great idea from a balancing standpoint. Probably reduces some vibration because you got the twin cylinders here, and I got to assume they're not running, that they're running opposite each other. Casting looks decent, better than most of the stuff that is coming from overseas. And this appears to be a billet top cover here, cover plate, that's been anodized. So again, I'll take things I wouldn't expect for 200, Alex. I would not expect that level of quality at this price point. I'm assuming we have our starting capacitor in here, just a single. It's not a very big motor, runs on 120 volts. There's some confusion in the comment section. Some people saying this is a 2.7, some people saying it's a 4.5, I want to say. I don't know what it is, and that's one of the dice rolls that you go with a lesser known company, because their own answers in the Q&A say both things, so who knows what it is. My guess is for the price that they're charging, there's no way this could be a 4.5 or better CFM. It's probably a 2.7, but it really doesn't matter what the number is, it matters what you can do with it. So that's what we're gonna test. So the questions I wanna answer are, is this quieter than a normal compressor, A? And then B, what can you power with it constantly so that you aren't waiting for it to air up? And then see for the everyday homeowner, how long does this take to go from just, sitting at the end of your workbench to being able to air up a tire? Just the basics. Because of the price they're asking for it, if you're expecting more than that, you're the one with the problem. Let's get this thing powered up and put it through its paces. Time! I don't know how much time that was, but it seemed pretty quick. After that run up to 60 PSI, our head temp on this unit is about 87 degrees. And we're at about 90 on this one, 89, 91, somewhere in there. So nice and cool still, but that wasn't much of a workout. Love that they have the quick disconnects. And actually these are stainless steel quick disconnects on this already. Usually in a compressor, you just get like a 3/8 or a 1/2 inch output. This actually gives you 2 quick disconnects. I bought this piece of crap many years ago for like $40 with a coupon at Hazard Fart. It's about the crappiest compressor you could possibly buy, short of anything that plugs into a cigarette lighter. But let's compare it from a noise standpoint and see where it's at. But that's not the only compressor we can compare it to. In this little closet here, I have a 3.7 horse dual stage 175 PSI compressor, belt driven. And I'm really curious now to see how loud this is in comparison. It was 100 dB at the shutoff. So I've got 4 tools to play with. Well, 5, but I've 4.5. I've got 4 tools to play with, and you know what? I'm not even gonna bother with the ratchet. I know this thing has no problem powering a ratchet. But we'll start with the impact here. So my goal with this is to let this thing run, keep an eye on the pressure gauge, and just see what it can keep running all the time, and then get an idea of how much we're gonna have to stop. I bet you it's not gonna run this all the time, and there's no way it's gonna run the chisel. But let's see. No problem. Wow, that's pretty good. She is holding at 60 PSI on this. This thing held 60 PSI wide open. No problem. That's impressive. It kind of sounds like a refrigerator. Nice sound. All right, this will be game over. Wow. That is really good. The air chisel, this thing has put to bed much bigger compressors than this. This will actually run this nonstop, and I would say it got down to about 48 PSI and just kind of held there. That's not the pressure you'd want to be working this at. You really want to be up around 90, but it works. So, and the truth is, you're never sitting here just doing what I just did, holding the trigger the whole time. There's small breaks, and this doesn't need much of a break to catch up. So I would say on a tool like this, which normally you'd want a compressor like the blue one I have, you could get away with this pretty decent. You may have to wait 30 seconds every 2 minutes to let it air back up, but this really does put out some decent air. Not bad. To recap, cannot do better from a price standpoint. For around the 200 and change mark, you are not going to do better than this. Build quality solid. Wheels, tires are great. Compressor seems really well done. Can't believe they did build it aluminum and anodized it, but they did. There's some really unexpected nice features there. The regulator is, I would say, not my favorite. It's pretty cheap, but it's easily replaceable. So you can always do something like what I have on the wall here. If you want to upgrade that, I mean, because you spend 150 bucks on a good air regulator, you're getting this whole thing for like $2 and change. I can't complain. Stainless steel. Whee! Stainless steel, quick disconnects, and 2 of them at that is excellent. And it's quiet. And it's not that it's quiet. I mean, it's still a friggin' compressor, but it doesn't have that rattly tone that just gives you a headache by the end of the day. It's got more like a really loud vacuum cleaner slash refrigerator running all the time kind of hum to it, which is much easier to deal with. So nice job, Vevor. Got another winner here, I think. And I love the fact you can just slide this thing under a bench. Takes up like no floor space. You can turn it on and you won't get the cops called by your neighbors. And it seems to work. So yeah, give it a shot. I'm gonna throw my discount link in the description and the links to it there. Obviously, I very much appreciate anybody checking that out. If you have any questions that I didn't answer in this, please don't hesitate to throw it down in the comment section below me. Otherwise, everybody, thank you very much for watching. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll catch you on the next one.